Taka Aono is Japanese-born, a product of the canyons and hillsides outside of Tokyo. Even his Toyota AE86 is a throwback to the earliest days of drifting. But those he lines up against in tandems know, in the hands of an artist like Taka, that little green Hachi is one of the most dangerous cars on the circuit, and Taka, one of the most formidable drivers around. Meet Taka Aono.
Okay, I was born in 1969, Nagano, Japan. It's like a surrounded mountain. I grew up in like a middle of the mountains.
Taka, when you were a kid growing up in Japan, did you ever imagine you'd end up a racing driver?
I never thought I wanted to be a racing driver when I was young. My dream was being like a Air Force pilot in Japan, but it didn't work out good.
Taka, your car, the AE86 Corolla. It's almost your trademark, but it's more than that. It has quite a role in drifting history, doesn't it?
20 years ago is a time that drifting things start popping up in Japan, and for the driver who wanted to buy Corolla GTS couldn't afford it, but like 5-6 years later people start driving it. Then they realize car is easy to drive, not much power, but they can have fun. Then it's exploded in Japan.
But what's it like when you have to line up against much more powerful cars?
Just run for your life. Just try to not run over by them. Seriously, okay, in the corner, once we go sideways, most of the time, unless they have a super grippy tire or something, my car can go faster, especially with a smaller course or a lot of transition. I don't have to slow down. But the truck like a big, like Avondale and those other places, I'm gonna have a tough time, that's for sure.
Taka, there will be a lot of new cars in Formula D this year, a lot of brand new platforms. Your car, though new, is a well-proven platform, one you know very well. Is that going to be a big advantage for you this year?
I hope so, but at the same time, my car is going to have about 7,200 more horsepower from the same engine, and I hope I can catch up with it.
You're kind of a throwback. You're one of those guys who not only drives your car, you also rent your car. And when it's required, you can very often be found underneath your car at an event, fixing, repairing, whatever's needed. Isn't that right?
My car was blue and green, but it's still my car. It was my obligation to fix it. And I know how to do it. So it was, and with the help, we can make it happen. But one bad thing is, I think that racing suits get dirty.
Taka, in most forms of racing, drivers want to stay as far away from obstacles as possible. But in drifting, you want to get as close as possible, maybe even touch the wall to score the highest.
People loved it if we go close to the wall. So then we have to do it, that's it. We loved it. We want to make them happy. And we're going to give some tire smoke on their face.
Taka, Formula D is a very short season, just 7 events. It leaves absolutely no room for any kind of error. You make a mistake, you could very well be out of the championship picture, right?
Yeah, like last year, I was making top 16 consistently, but then I had a crash at the New Jersey and I couldn't fix the car completely before Avondale, so I didn't qualify twice, and my standing went 6th to 11th, instantly. Oh yeah, we have to concentrate.
Let's say you've just finished a run and you feel you've done really well. But is it enough just to satisfy yourself?
Yeah, I hope a lot of drivers know that the drifting is not what you think you did. Drifting is like how the other people saw you driving. If people like it, that's good. If you think you did good but people don't like it, sorry, you did something wrong. Drifting is kind of inspirational, I think. And it should be like that. As long as we know that, we try to make the crowd happy, and at the same time, judges will be happy too.
Away from drifting, what does Taka do for a good time?
I don't know nothing about outside of the drifting now. Every day, like every weekend, I don't have pretty much no weekends off. Everything is like drifting related.
Taka, you're well known for taking a lot of time to help young drifters getting started. But right now, if you had just one piece of advice to give somebody just starting in competitive drifting, what would that be?
Pick your enemy and ask them how they look. If your enemy said, you look good, that means you did good. If your best friend or your girlfriend said, oh, you look decent, nice, and those things, don't trust those. That's how we learn drifting.